What's up, guys? We back. So pretty much I'm explaining y'all where I've been, and along with explaining y'all where I've been, probably I can help some other people with what my son's been dealing with, and that's how to be a D1 football player. Let's get it, Davinci Mafia. Hello, I'm Andre Smith, and welcome to Davinci Fitness and Performance. And so if you're looking for any type of fitness related stuff, health related stuff, any workout stuff, or hell, stuff like this where it's just you trying to get to college from your health and fitness and workout related stuff, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and look for new content. I ain't gonna say all the time, but when I'm able to do it. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Some of y'all, you know, the lower subscribers, y'all probably wondering where the hell I've been at. It been
2,000 years later.
A minute since I did an upload, and so the old heads, the parents, they might understand. Pretty much, I love doing YouTube, love helping people, love putting up content, but when they need some help, then their goals are my goals, and so it's my job to make sure that they are able to handle their thing and get it done. So for them, this is like their prime recruiting time, and they want to get serious about it. So I told them that we're gonna go all in, and I'll help them in any way they can. So along the way, there was a lot of stuff to navigate and figure out. You gotta pull from here, pull from there, pull from here. And I know it couldn't be just me wondering how to figure out how to get some of this stuff done, or maybe, figure out some routes, where to go, where to turn, where to start at. And so I just wanted to put this together to help some other people, because I train athletes, but this part is kind of different. It's a lot of my athletes train to get to this point, and and even then I have athletes that are very good, but they just don't know where to start as far as the collegiate stuff. They do all that stuff to be on the collegiate level, and they don't know where to go after they obtain that physically. And so I want to help some people. So for those of y'all who are used to looking for some big chest, big bench, big guns, this is not that video. So I'm gonna be real with you. You can go ahead and turn this one off and hop on to the next one. For everybody else, we're gonna jump into it and gonna help you with either it's you or your son, how to be a D1 football player. Let's get it. The first one, you would be surprised how many people neglect this one, and you would think it would be the most obvious, and that's actually be good at football. And you say, I'm good, and it's not that type of good. Like, just we'll start at the top and do this pyramid on the way down. Guys who play on Sundays in the NFL, it's 3,000 to 5,000 of those guys on the planet that are able to do that. You go down from there, and you may say 50,000 at, in college level, and even then that's probably the whole of college. That's not the D1 players, which is normally 85. I don't feel like doing the math, but 85 per team, and now I know how many off-head D1 there are. 81 each team times what, 178 D1 colleges, I think there are now D1 football teams. So they don't leave that many. And so out of that, you have to be able to ball. Like, just because you start in your team don't mean nothing. Just because you're good in your area don't mean nothing. Your area might be in the middle of North Dakota, where they're playing 6-man football. Ain't enough for y'all to even play real man football, so it don't mean nothing. So really being able to evaluate yourself and know, can I play with these guys? That really means something. That means that they got to see that you played against some people, or if you ain't playing against some people that they deem good competition, you are demolishing them. I'm talking about tearing them guys out the frame, because that's pretty much what they expect. You balling against the good guys, the guys that ain't so good, you tearing them new assholes, and that's the reality of it. And so number 2 is making football highlights, and honestly I say highlights for the simple fact that You have to do the season one, that's a given. Some guys, they even skipped out, they don't even do that one. You have to do, but the season one, that's a given one. Freshman, junior, sophomore year highlights, or whatever, you know what I mean? You gotta do that one. A new one that people might not think about is mid-season. And honestly, like I said, this was new to me too, just trying to go through the process with my sons. Mid-season one, some exclusive invite-only camps, combines, showcases, stuff like that need those. My son, he went to Army All-American, and so for that, they needed a highlight tape. It was October, so if you feel like your last year's one is worthy enough, you can send that in. But if you got bigger, stronger, and faster with my son, y'all might not believe it. I'll probably throw an overlay of that up. He gained 70 pounds. Yeah, he was like 120 last year. This year he weighed in 193. And so stuff like that showing, okay, last year he was good, but he was too little. This year he's good, he's big, he's stronger, he's faster. So that mid-season highlight for people who need it early, you want to have that ready them first 5-6 games, whatever. You want to have that one ready to send off. And then to kick it up a notch, the weekly highlights. And this all comes down to flooding the market, to be real with you. The more videos you have out, the better. And even then, it gives people who are looking at you small updates. 150 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns versus Citrus High School. They can easily look at the title of that video, know what you did, hit some quick run through. Okay, and if you're a quarterback, 400 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. They can see the title of that and know what you did and quick run through rather than wait for halfway and see how you're doing, or wait all the way to the end and see how you're doing. Those quick updates will help you, and like I said, just sharing those will quickly get it out there. Someone might see it and just, they might want to follow you every week and see, how's he doing? This kid been balling out all the way through game 3 or 4. Let's check him out and, you know, go give him a view and go see him in person at practice or something like that. And otherwise, without them weekly highlights, you would never have that chance. They have to wait all the way to the end of the season to even know that you did well. By then, they might have already got someone to replace your position they were looking for. Okay, and so number 3, this one is have the measurables. And pretty much at every level, they have a prototypical mold of each position, what they're looking for. And so to give you a good example, my son last year, my oldest, they were pretty much my oldest and my youngest. They were only about 10 or 15 pounds apart. One is more skinny, one was more chunky. And last year, my oldest, he was 120. And so I told him, you know, D1 football player, he plays running back. You need to be above 200, you need to be this strong, this fast. I gave him all the measurables of what he need. And we laid it out. Okay, if you're doing, you know, not no going crazy, a pound a week, every week, all the way till you graduate, you'll get there. And right now, he weighed in at, I think, like, at the opening, he was 198, and that was a couple weeks ago. That was about a month ago. Right now, he actually weighed in 201, and I told him he need to be about probably 205 when he gets to school, college, or whatever. And so, stuff like that right there, as far as knowing that, okay, quarterbacks, they want this height and this weight, this size. Receivers, they want this height, this weight, this size. And besides linemen, I would say those are not set in stone. Linemen, they just want you to be big dudes. For quarterbacks, you've seen, like, I don't know when you're watching this, Baker Mayfield, shorter dude, but he did it all the way up to NFL. What's the one for the Seahawks? The quarterback, I can't think his name, did it. Drew Brees did it. Or receivers, you know, they usually want them huge. They want them 6'3", 6'4", but Tavon Austin, Steve Smith, sliding scale, which is, you know, Tavon Austin's shorter. So his speed, him being faster, makes up for him being shorter. Steve Smith, same thing. He's shorter. That mean stiff arm and him being stronger makes up for him being shorter. Baker Mayfield, another one. He got a mean arm and he competitive. Like, having that sliding scale, bringing something else up to make up for that shortcoming can help too. But at lineman, is pretty much you kind of set there. There ain't really too much you can slide around at that point. You just got to be some big dudes. Okay, we got number 4. Number 4 is be a student. This one right here is one of the most neglected ones, I would say. And like for instance, this year we had one player that he definitely D1 all the way. No doubt about it. Demolished everybody, destroyed them. Anybody we went up against, he gave him the business. But it got to the end, and he didn't take all the classes he needed to be eligible for D1. And so a lot of people don't know it's not. I mean, the grades and the grade point don't matter. Everybody, you know, any athlete, I gotta have 2.0 to play. Right now, to be D1 eligible, 2.3, and it's core. And so core is the basic classes, the necessities. They throw everything else out. So all them A's you got for PE, home ec, wood shop, computer class, throw them out. None of that counts. It is the mandatory ones, the English, the science, the math, social studies, 2 years of language. They call it the 16 core courses. They take those 16 and do your grade point average based on those. So all them A's that you got for underwater basket weaving, throw them out. Don't count those. They count them 16 core courses. And so I'll have all this. Like I actually haven't typed that on the website. I'll probably put the link in the description below. You can go ahead and go look at that and check it out and see what it is. I just want to give you a layout of that. And then the other thing is the actual, the tests, the SAT, ACT, doing those. And, all of that is on a sliding scale as well. You don't want to go below that 2.3, but pretty much the lower you get closer to that 2.3, the higher your SAT, ACT has to be, and vice versa. If you get a lower SAT, ACT, this has to be higher, because you still have to make basic entrance as a regular student, even though you're on scholarship. So you still have to make the same entrance and get accepted like everybody else. It's just when you do get accepted, it's free. Okay, number 5, and this is one that I think a lot of people don't really put much thought into, and honestly, I never did either, because I never had to do this. Like, when we were coming through, as you get the letters, they say they want you go there, go for a visit, get a scholarship, and keep it rocking. But now you're actually reaching out to coaches, and so like they have one thing that always confused me when I would see stuff like 8th grader gets a offer from LSU, Alabama, whatever fill in the blank school. And I'm like, they ain't even went to high school yet. How they do that? And so one of the things is, one of the rules, I know I want to misquote it, but it's something like NCAA school can't contact you till spring of your junior year. And so after looking at that, I'm like, okay, they can't contact you spring of your junior year, but it don't say nothing about you can't contact them. And so after going through that, I'm like, okay, cool, got it. And so one thing I started having my boys do, both of them, the 9th grader, he already doing it, he already getting invites to colleges, camps, tours, stuff like that, is filling out the questionnaires. And on if you pretty much did all the first steps, this part is pretty much easy. On every D1 on down, if someone might be more harder to find than others, D1, athletic website, they have prospect questionnaires, athlete questionnaires. They might have them worded different, whatever, but questionnaires on there, and you can go ahead and fill that out, fill in all your information or your stats from the season, take your highlight video, what you did in earlier steps, put that in there. And once they see that you can actually ball in your highlight video, then they might be like, oh, this, we might have missed this guy, we ain't hear about him, whatever, we're gonna go ahead and check him out. So that's one of the ways right there. Okay, another way is social media. Just, as you all know, sites, they have staff directories. And so you can get on the staff directory, look up the recruiting coordinator, position coordinator, head coach, whoever, and you can, get on social media, find them. Biggest thing in football is Twitter. Get on there, find them, maybe, send them a DM, asking about their program, asking about do they have any times that you can, talk to them, whatever, stuff like that. And then in that same note, as on that staff directory, is sending them emails. That's a good way too. Like that, honestly, the questionnaire and the email kind of go together, because you can kind of say, I filled out your questionnaire, then the follow-up, hey coach, I filled out your questionnaire, I just want to know, did you get a chance to look at this? Things you can ask in the email. And then this goes into the next thing, which is phone. So kind of like that questionnaire, you can kind of use as an icebreaker to get to other things through the DM, the email, or the phone. Hey coach, I filled out a questionnaire on the first. I just want to know, did you get a chance to look at it? Really interested in your program, your school, whatever. And then the other one, we've been doing those lately. We actually got a whole summer planned out of those. Is we're not doing the official visits, but that's one way. That's the official, is down the road. Like once they know that they want to, you've got an offer, they want to give you a scholarship. But the unofficial, you actually, because you only get so many of the official ones. The unofficial, you can kind of, go out, see more schools, see some more times, and then you want to, like, I want to go back and see that school one more time and check it out. Maybe see practice again, see if it's really for me. So if okay, I'm gonna be in California this summer, you can try to see as many as you can while you're there. Try to go through, see Friday, Saturday, Sunday, however, squeeze them in there. And the difference with the unofficials is you paying to get there, going there to see everything, you paying for all your own stuff. But the good thing, you can see as many as you want. You can see them multiple times. If it's maybe something else that you wanted to see, re-see, go back and talk to a coach that may not have been there, you didn't get enough time to talk with them, you can go back and do that. And number 6 is actually show people that you're a D1 football player. And so this right here comes down to maybe like in that first one where it says, are you a D1 player? This right here is, you actually can compete with other people. So there is the camps, the showcases, the combines. And so I'll give you kind of a brief overview of the difference. The combines is just raw athleticism. You can be a terrible football player and go run the 40 good, do the 5'10", 5 good, do the jumps good. They just want to see your athleticism. And then there's showcases, which is kind of the opposite. Sometimes it includes athleticism. It'll be just football stuff, one-on-ones, the seeing how you do around cones, the 7-on-7s, stuff like that, how you run routes and everything. And it might not have any athletic tests in it, but some of them they might have you do the 40 just to see if you're fast or not. 40 is always a big thing. And then there's the camps, which can be for recruiting purposes, but can be instructional as well. And like this one right here is interlaced to the one before it, which is contact the coaches. So they have like the college camps, just about every college, big or small, has their little camps where they, invite people to come out. And so you want to have contact those coaches, got in touch with them beforehand. You don't want to be just, I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you just in the line with a bunch of other kids. You want to actually, hey coach, I'll be to your camp on the first, I wanted to talk to you, I was interested in school, I emailed you before and I did your questionnaire and I talked to you on Twitter, so I just want to let you know I'm coming and I'll be there on this date. And actually look for you, talk to you, can get a face-to-face, maybe see how you play in person, different stuff like that. And then there's, like I said, I don't know how to categorize them, so I guess I'll just say instructional camps, but even though they're instructional, they lead to a lot of recruiting as well. And there's like FBU is a football university, but that one is a vein all the way to Army All-American game. So if you're doing that, like they'll instruct you, but they're in the middle of that, they're looking to see who's good to go on to the next level, next camp. And they have USA football. It's like national football team. That's another one they invited my son to. That one is the same thing. They invite you to the national team. You get to play country versus country if you're one of the ones who graduate all the way through. And I want to say recruiters, I guess, talent evaluators like 247 and Rivals and all those guys like that, Scout.com, they are at a lot of those things looking at them so they can kind of get the word out about you. And then the last one, number 7, this is the one people, I'd say, don't stick in with a lot too, is being persistent. So I think I might have said it earlier, there's like 170 something currently D1 football programs. Keep grinding, keep going. If you haven't went and contacted every one of them, you have more work to do. If you looked up the average speed, size, height, strength of whatever your position is, and you haven't achieved it, you have more work to do. Even if you have achieved it though, you still got more work to do because there's somebody coming behind you to catch your numbers. If you haven't got straight A's or you haven't, done as well as you like to the tests, you got more work to do. Like, there's always more to do. Even if what you think is you're topped out, you can get better, even then, if you have achieved some offers, got some offers, still keep grinding, because the ones that offered you now, they might be a good fit, but it could be someone out there that's a better fit for you. Maybe they run the offense you like, maybe they run the defense you like, maybe they're about to lose a running back and you can come in and play earlier. Like, all these things are things that you got to look at. And so I hope that this has helped someone, and kind of put stuff into perspective. And like I said, if you go to the website I did a full write-up of this, to maybe kind of for the people that rather read it all, because it was more in-depth. I didn't want to make the video too long. And you can go check that out. And I'll probably just do a checklist or something a little bit faster than that, because there's some pages, the actual stuff on the website. And so I think that's about it. And I hope I helped anyone else, If you feel like I missed anything, there's something I should have went over, go ahead and comment below, or anything. Like, if I helped you any, go ahead and comment that too. And just maybe give me an update on your journey. I'll probably maybe do some videos along the way, give you updates on my boys, let them know how they're doing. One's a junior, one's a freshman, and they're doing pretty well right now. I think that's about it. As usual, Davinci Mafia, we don't break fingers, but we need those thumbs. So we need you to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this video with anyone seeing this channel on Facebook and Twitter. So follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Andre Smith for Davinci Fitness, and I'm out.